Hello everyone, I hope you're doing beautifully well. Today is Saturday, we don't usually mission, but this time we are. We're going to do a special mission for you today. It's going to be a mission, a synchronized anti-ship strike, and it's going to double up as a world record attempt at the largest simultaneous organised time on target strike. So we're going to try two birds with one stone. Blood is the boss today, so I will pass it over to him.
So thank you everyone for leaving your doomsday bunkers to come here and play DCS. So the way this is going to work is I know a lot of you have mixed amounts of experience in the vegan. Some of you are maybe a little bit rusty. This is quite complicated what we're doing. However, everything is in kneeboards. It's all step by step. So if you follow the process step by step, then everything will work. If you decide, oh, I'm going to do that, press a few extra buttons, it will break. If you decide not to press the buttons, then it will also break. So do exactly what the thing says and everything will go fine. So what is the problem that we're facing here? Is typically we've done many anti-ship missions in the past, and we have, if they have a really big fleet, we normally attack sometimes one by one. The missiles go in, they spray with their big cannons and their anti-missile missiles, and they shoot them all down. We maybe get one or two through and get lucky, but ultimately not a lot of damage is done. Instead, we could fly in one massive formation, as GR is known to do, and fire everything in one go and try and hit it then. But as I'm sure many of you experience, you have loads of problems with trying to set the X6 points and all that nonsense. And inevitably, someone does it wrong, they miss, and the missiles arrive at different times, so they shoot them all down anyway. Or you can do it in nav mode, and they fire in one big straight line and all in one big huddle, so they just shoot in one place and they all get shot down. So what is the solution? Well, what we're going to do today is we've got 15 aircraft spread over 4 groups. We're going to use the Vigand's time on target system to synchronize the weapon impacts. And we're going to use pre-planned waypoints, which are in those cartridges that I've just given you, to spread out the attacks from as many directions as possible. They should be at around 15-degree intervals. We're then going to overwhelm the convoy defenses. They may shoot a few down, but they can't shoot them all down, and we're going to wipe as many ships off as possible. As for the actual implementation of it, we are going to set everything up, which I'll go through in a moment. Take off from Sochi Air Base. It's about a 13 to 18 minute transit, depending on which aircraft you are. And once you get to the weapon release points, drop the weapons and RTB. Simple as that.
Before you go any further, Blood, could I just say that this isn't just DCS that this is important for. This is real life precedent. I'm currently reading a book of naval shipping in the Persian Gulf in the late 90s, it's like 80s, sorry, and it's currently talking about how real ships could be sunk, modern ships, the kind of ships we're going to be attacking, could be sunk via anti-ship missiles similar to what we're going to be using. And it is exactly as Blood said. The more missiles that arrive at the ship at the same time will overwhelm the Sea-Wiz, the SM1s, the SM2s, and the actual main gun, but also the angle they come from, because we have to think about gun swing time, Sea-Wiz swing time, stuff like that, as well as ammunition reloading. So this is realistic if it were possible to do it this big in real life. Please continue.
Excellent. So many of you are probably concerned at this point, going, TO, time on target? Oh, I've only just started flying the Vegan, or I've been rusty for ages. But don't worry, this is where a small number of checklists come in, and as long as you follow through steps 1 to however many, you'll do fine. So the first set of checklists are just to set the aircraft up. So the first bit is you're not going to be in communication with your flight lead because you need to set that up. The most crucial thing is you've got to set your master mode to BER. Does everybody know where that switch is? Shout up if you don't know what the master mode switch is. Good, that's an excellent start. That needs to go to BER to stop your nav system from drifting away and then you miss your target. You need to insert the data cartridge on the left-hand side, tune to your flight frequency. We'll go through how to do that if you don't have the generalized SRS set up. And then finally, communicate with your flight leader to say, hi, I can hear you, I've done the above steps. And then crucially, and this will be a recurrence throughout these, stop and wait for your flight leader to tell you to proceed. The aim of this is we don't want people racing ahead, having a problem, and then we don't know where they are in the process to try and fix that problem. The next, we're going to set up the data cartridge. You have already done the first step, so you don't have to worry about that. You need to open the kneeboard if you haven't done so already, because what you're seeing here is what you will see in the kneeboard. Navigate to the ground crew page. Find the correct cartridge. It will be the same name as the file name I've given you. Use Control-Shift-C to cycle up the cartridges, Control-Alt-C to cycle down. Then once you've selected the correct one, close the kneeboard, ref Lola in, 9099, press LS, wait until you get all zeros displayed, and finally act pause and out. And then again, stop, wait for your flight leader to make sure everybody's caught up, and only then, when they tell you to do so, move on to the next step. So just to show you where that page in the kneeboard is, you can see at the top here we've got ground crew settings. That's the page you're looking for, and you are looking then down at the bit that says data cartridge selected. Now here, this is an old slide I pulled out, so it won't say RB15 anti-ship wingman, but it will say what your cartridge name is, the one that I've given you. Once you can see that there, you know that's selected correctly, and we can actually get on with loading that cartridge as in the steps previously described. Is everyone happy so far? No questions, problems? Everyone know where all the buttons I've described are? Good. If you do have any issues, make sure you contact your flight leader, and if they have issues, they contact me. So hopefully there'll be somebody who knows the right answer. I've also noticed I'm saying the word hopefully quite a lot. Next, we're going to set up the weapons. So weapon selector to attack, then the data panel selector goes to tact in, type 8 4 zeros and 2, and then just press LS once. And then again, stop, wait for the next step. Then after that, we're going to set the time on target up. So you want to go to TID and in. Type in the time on target, which today will be 0915. So you simply have to type 091500 and then press the BX button once, and then 8 on the data pad. That's not 8 on the navigation selector on the far right hand side. That's the numpad where you've been typing in numbers previously. Press 8 and then you're all good to go. Finally, set TID and out. What that will do is give you your time to take off. Again, at this point, stop, wait for instructions from the flight leader. So to see that visually, setting the time on target, you can see TID on the data selector there. It's the 9 o'clock position. Make sure you go on in, type the time on here. In this case, it was 0845, but yours will be 0915. Press BX, which is on the right-hand side, and then finally 8 on the data panel. And if you've done that all correct and finally put it into TID and out, you'll get this display. Now, the far left digit will be blank if you are ahead of time, and it will be minus, not 9 as it says here, there has been a patch recently, if you're behind time. And whilst you're on the ground, it will tell you your time to take off. So in this case, this person has got to wait 2 minutes and 19 seconds before they take off. Note, that's not 219 seconds, that is 2 minutes, 19 seconds. Okay, so once you set the time on target up, everything is more or less done at this point. So you just need to wait until your time on target says 10 minutes. Make sure you inform your flight leader. I recommend you start your transmission shortly before it says 10 minutes, and then you can go 10 minutes to take off now. That way, you're not going to run into the person behind you, because there are about 20-second intervals between takeoffs, and it's good for the flight leader to be able to then check that everyone is 20 seconds apart, they've loaded their data cartridge correctly, and there are no problems. You're then going to taxi to the holding point, which I'll show you where that is in a moment. Make sure you don't overtake anyone who's taxiing, because if they're already taxiing, chances are they're ahead of you in the takeoff order. And therefore, there'll be this awkward shuffling around, trying to get ahead of people, and it'll just be a problem. Finally, park on the right-hand side of the holding point, so in case anyone has got on the wrong order, they can just go on the left and overtake without too much trouble. Then once you're there, tell your flight leader, hi, I'm at the holding point, waiting for my takeoff. When it finally says 2 minutes to go, you tell your flight leader it's 2 minutes to go, then go to master mode nav, taxi onto the runway, make sure you go fairly far forward, because there'll be people behind you who also got to line up, and once it reads 0, take off. So to show you the layout of the airbase, we're going to be taking off from Sochi on runway 24. The flights are all lined up in order, so there's no awkward shuffling around. And the holding point is just that bit before where the runways cross. I've also put some trucks in the right places to stop you from going on the wrong taxiway, so hopefully make life a bit easier. But assuming I go the right way, you can pretty much just follow me in, and we should just have a nice long line of Vigans. In terms of takeoff order, here are your approximate takeoff times. They may not be exact. These are the ones that I've roughly calculated, but crucially, what is correct is the differences between them. And as you can see, it's about every 20 seconds we're going to be launching an aircraft. Of particular note are Hammer 3 and Hammer 4. and we don't have a Buick 4, so that's good. Hammond 3 and Hammond 4, you can see you're only 3 seconds apart. I couldn't fortunately get it any other way. Rubicon, if your thing says take off, but Bear is still right in front of you, don't worry about spending a little bit of time. Just wait a little bit longer, then take off, build up that space. There will be time to make up for that lost time once you're in the air.
Roger.
Yeah, I think when we rehearsed this, there was always about 30 seconds give in this. So.
Yeah, I'll bring up the flight plan in a sec as well. You'll see that you all follow the same route for a while, and then you split up. And when you split up, you can obviously overtake without worrying about running into people. So in-flight procedures, you have 3 tasks to do. 1, follow the navigation instructions. That's just the little dot on your HUD. Number 2, maintain 200 meters above sea level. And thirdly, minimize a TOT error. The first 2, nice and easy. The third one, a little bit more difficult. But I'll talk you through it, and hopefully you should get the idea. So to actually display the time on target error, you will already, if you follow the procedures correctly, it will already tell you what it is. So this person's flying here, and they are 11 seconds ahead of time. So they need to just slow down a bit. They're not too far out, but they need to, come off the power. If you are behind time, it will not show this. It will have, instead of the 9 on the left-hand side, it'll be a minus sign. So that means you are, in this case, 5 seconds behind time and need to speed up. To help you work out what speed you need to be going at, here is a handy chart. The whole journey is to be completed at Mach 0.7. And if you're at 0.7, that means your TOT is not going to change. You're not going to go ahead, you're not going to go behind. So if you are ahead or behind, you're going to have to either increase speed or decrease speed. So you simply have to look at your TOT error. Oh, I'm 20 seconds ahead. Drop back to Mach 0.5, as the chart said, and wait for your TOT error to correct.
Lead 10 minutes in 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. Be taxiing to the holding point. Tebra, is your flight ready to taxi on the 10-minute mark, or do you need a bit more time?
We haven't even gotten past the comms check yet.
2, taxiing.
Okay, that's problematic. Flights 3 and 4, so that is Dagger and Buick. Hold off until Hammer has successfully completed their startup. So don't taxi at the 10 minutes.
Yeah, still trying to get flash on SRS and all the shadies and any other thing.
Hammer 1 over.
Blood, why don't you get them to guide the troublesome groups to go to little Discord groups? There are plenty of Discord groups for them. Channels, rooms.
Yeah, let's do it. They might not be able to hear me, but I can trust the others will be able to do it. Right, Tebro, I want you to go into a separate Discord channel, do your flight comms in there.
Yeah, sure. I have no comms with Bear, so we're going to continue without him for now.
Or we'll just get him in Discord.
Roger. I was expecting a little bit of attrition.
Blood, I've got eight mics. Can I go for a wee? I don't need to be here, do I?
Yeah, go on.
Oh, thank God. Look at all those vegans, boys.
If he does catch up, then it's okay for him to take off late. Just tell him that, he's got to put a bit of extra speed in to catch up. This is Anvil Lead, taking the runway. 2 minutes to take off. Make sure you take the middle of the runway. There's no need to be on the left and right. It means you can get better alignment.
Cap should already be taxiing.
Well, yeah, Roger. I got confused.
I don't want to taxi to the back of you.
Anvil 2 taking the runway.
Yeah, just make sure you get on the make sure you go up onto the runway nice and quick to make sure everyone behind has the as well. 1 minute to take off. Anvil 1, 30 seconds. Anvil 1, 30 seconds to take off. 10 seconds to take off.
Sort my HUD out.
Keep going forward, RC. We gotta make room behind us for more aircraft.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Go, go, go.
Good luck, everyone.
Anvil 2, 20 seconds to take off. Watch me fuck up the takeoff, man.
Just put max power, take off when you hit about 280, you'll be fine.
Okay. Anvil 2, rolling. Taking off. Come on, baby! Let's get this record.
3 is 15 seconds.
Everyone, once you're in the air, you'll find you're about 30 seconds ahead. Don't worry about it. Don't try and correct too quickly. Just let the time slowly come back.
3 is rolled. Force roll. 3 is wheels up. Backup flight 10 minutes for takeoff. Take the active. Have a flight taking off in 2 seconds.
Good stuff. Well, that's one flight in the air.
2 is 30 seconds ahead. I'm going to back off a bit.
Yeah, just don't go all the way back. Probably go about Mach 0.6. You've got a long period at this point.
2.
The chance of overkill. What I'm concerned about is people bumping into each other, so do keep an eye on who's in front of you.
I guess QFE is already set to sea level.
Yeah, don't have to worry about that. It doesn't make a difference with ship missiles anyway.
Confirm we're aiming for disrupt.
Yeah, so just to confirm, and 0.7 is the target speed, but obviously if you're ahead or behind time, you need to adjust that. So you're looking for all zeros on the display.
Airfield 1-2, hold position. Airfield 1-2, hold
I'm just going to go check on the Discord flight to see how they're getting on.
Airfield 1-2, hold position.
Okay, stream. What do you think about it? Oh,
Airfield
yeah, I'm too
1-2,
low. Stand by.
hold position.
I'm too high.
Airfield 1-2, hold position.
23 seconds ahead.
Airfield 1-2, hold position. Airfield 1-2.
I'm aware how annoying that ATC is. No, there's nothing I can do about it. Let's get the hard on.
Airfield 1-2.
11 seconds ahead. This is easy. This is easy. This is easy.
So it looks like the trash might not get in the air, but apart from
Oh,
that,
trash.
the last group seems to be doing okay.
1-2, hold position.
Powering up.
Airfield 1-2, hold position.
How are we all getting on? What are our TOT errors?
Airfield 1-2.
2 is plus 5 seconds, correcting.
Airfield 1-2,
Good long.
hold position.
Say again, was that 3-0?
1-2.
3-0.
At 0, marvelous. Good job.
Hold position. Airfield 1-2, continue taxi.
Anvil 2 is at 0.
And Bull 4.
So say confirm Bull 4.
What is your TOT error?
7 seconds and reducing.
Good job. We've got loads of time, so just keep an eye on your speed. Now you've got it fairly close, should be small adjustments. We will have a fairly tight turn coming at the end of this leg. What you need to do is put it onto 2-stage afterburner, turn reasonably tight, don't go completely nuts, and that will mean that you'll lose as little time as possible in the turn.
Oh, it's like my beautiful boys. Got it set beautifully on Mach 0.7 and 0 error. Just out of interest, Blood, my waypoint laterally doesn't quite line up with yours. Are we diverging?
Yeah, well, obviously out to sea, we're gonna have a little bit of nav error. Won't be too much. How far apart is it?
Well, it's a fraction of a degree, but I'm slightly splaying left from you. I just find it interesting.
Yeah, I do expect minor errors, but as long as we get these missiles within 2-3 seconds impacting of each other, then it's going to be carnage.
And Bull 4 is Mach 7.0 at 0 seconds.
Good job.
People are still taking off.
Yeah, I think the last group are a little far behind.
Oh my god, we got second out. We got
But
second out.
I told them that if they take off late, it's not a problem. They just need to put a bit more speed in.
I've been just going by with the waypoint having it on the cross. I didn't realize it was supposed to be down at 200. It says between B3 and B4 down at 200.
Yeah, I did. So I haven't put it in the charts, but I did in the briefing say 200 meters. But it's not nothing to panic about. It's just to keep things nice.
Well, everything works in meters, Air Moss. This is a metric plane,
Just
so
slowly bring it down. Don't go completely nuts because you'll lose speed and
can't get it wrong.
get off your TAT.
We're at 210 meters. You can see it says up there.
Can I just get a check from all the flights that you're doing okay and you've managed to take off and your TAT error is not too severe?
Have a flight, both members at 0 TAT error. Dagger flight 3, we are on TOT A firm and we're on course for waypoint 2.
Big flight, are you on comms?
Big flight currently talking to wingman. Give me a sec.
We all look pretty good. Static's off, but it's going to be interesting.
So we're coming up to our next waypoint, which will be B3, about 10 kilometers away. So remember, in order to make sure your TOT error doesn't get too bad, just go stage 2, do about 3G turn, and once you're on target, come back up to speed and check your TOT error.
If this works this time round, I'd like to employ this on a proper mission
Speed on the time.
next Saturday. I've got an idea for it as well.
Oh yeah, I mean this is more of a demonstration than anything, because it's obviously a massively contrived mission. It'd be lovely to do this in a proper context.
Yeah, it won't be a campaign context, but there will be real baddies that we need to hang on, concentrate.
Lead lost 2 seconds in the turn, so just speeding up a bit. You just turn their radar on.
Negative.
We just go through the flight, make sure it's none of you.
It was me for a second, sorry.
Oh no, that's okay.
Didn't realize I would mess things up.
It doesn't mess things up necessarily, but it's not following the procedure. And whilst that might not mess something up, something else might.
Also, in a mission, you would alert the bad guys dual resistance.
Yeah, that's amazing. Partly the point of the way this attack works is that you don't have to have a radar on, which means everyone doesn't have to be manually setting at waypoints and all of that stuff.
Oh guys, we're between waypoint 3 and 4. We need to do what we need to do on the list.
Negative, we are between waypoints 2 and 3.
Oh, whoops.
When it says M4 is when you do all your good stuff. You may be finding now that your fuel tank is empty, just leave it on, though we've got plenty of fuel, so the extra drag's not going to be a problem.
I actually gained time in that turn. I'm 6 seconds ahead.
Lead appears to be not following protocol and being too high.
A little, about 30 meters.
Confirm lead that we're between waypoints B3 and M4 now, correct?
Negative, 2 and 3.
Negative, we're between B2 and B3. What your display is telling you is that the next waypoint is B3.
It just clicked, I know, I just realized I'm a moron. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, that's alright, I'll remind the others just to make sure. Just a note to everybody that you shouldn't be going through your attack procedures until your display says M4, not B3, as a few people have made that mistake.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10. So we're attrition rate of 5. That's a shame.
We are. Rubicon is he now flying? Pretty sure.
Negative.
Oh, no, it's fine. Tebro, can you just check on Rubicon? He appears to be dropping back a fair bit.
Yeah, we're aware. He's catching up. It was the turn.
Good stuff. Just remind your flight to put a little bit extra power in the turns to make sure that that doesn't happen again.
2.3. 0.72 is the perfect speed.
Yeah, I think it's because it's a local pressure Mach meter, and I'm wondering if the mission is set up for absolute.
Yeah, so it's, I believe it's because the temperature is at 10 degrees. I couldn't get any higher and have Say again, Stahl?
What about the disposable flight comes, sorry?
Yeah, the lateral inaccuracy is simply because it turns out we're not actually, none of us are on track, we're only following heading. We're not following track, are we?
You should be following where your waypoint says.
Yeah, but that's heading, own guidance only, that's not track guidance, so that's why we're all slightly off track.
Yeah, well, it's taking you to a specific point, so if we all took the turn different amounts, then we'd all be on a slightly different track.
Yep.
So this is why we have the alignment waypoint before the release, because otherwise we're pointing at weird directions.
Come on, Auntie. Stick it in, Auntie, stick it in.
I haven't told her yet, but she's catching up pretty nicely.
Okay, leads about 4 kilometers from the next turn. Remember, put a bit of extra power on turn, about 3 Gs, and you won't lose too much time. I'll check into this turn.
Shit.
No, I think Rubicon actually doing it correctly. It's because we're missing 2 people that the large gap between Tebro and waypoint 4.
Anvil 2, waypoint 4. ANF, boys, ANF.
Well, aircraft, if you're now heading towards waypoint M4, select ANF. Ensure that your TOT error is minimized as much as possible. Do not release until you reach M4. Your flight leaders will instruct you when to release. How's everyone's TOT doing?
Cap 0.
3's -1. 4's -1.
Fuck me,
You're
side.
low there.
Jesus fucking Christ. I was looking at the fucking kneeboard.
Yeah, get up to 0 meters.
But
Don't crash into the seat.
I'm hard on this time. That could have worked badly, guys. That could
We should
have...
all reach release simultaneously, or at least close enough.
Coming up. Oh, not yet.
5 kilometers for lead.
When do we release all at the same time, guys?
When your waypoint indicator it should be at 0.
Oh,
We
yeah,
should be
right.
around the same time. If you release at the same, it'll be okay.
And back off error.
Okay, it's 2 kilometers. 1 kilometer. And all aircraft release now.
2 release.
Hold down for 5 seconds. Red light on. Select nav. And now you should turn left onto your waypoint. Weapons away.
Woohoo!
And slope weapons away. And we'll fly weapons away. Weapons away. Oh, I've got a good feeling about this one, guys. Okay, everyone, make sure you select nav, turn onto your egress waypoint, and once you're there and in autopilot, feel free to F6 the missiles.
Yes, sir. Sir, yes, sir.
Just a reminder, if you do set nav, it will put your next waypoint in, and you'll be able to just go straight there. It should say B5.
Bro. All of my guys are heading the right way.
Oh, sea whizzes.
The lag!
Oh, the lag is real. The lag is real.
So many cannons.
2 vessels hit.
Oh, I just lost one.
Oh, 1 went right by. 2 went right by. 3 went right by.
I don't know whose poor missile failed.
4 vessels down, boys. Nice work. 5 vessels down. 6 vessels down.
7.
7 vessels down. Possible way.
That's all the missiles. So you should have a new waypoint soon, which is B6, which points you all the way home. So turn on to that if you haven't already. Landing's going to be interesting because we should, in theory, be arriving at the same time, but I figured if we got this far, we could probably figure it out.
Oh, take credit for that. Thank you very much.
Try hold about Mach 0.7 7, just so we're not racing ahead or dropping behind too much.
Cap doesn't know anything other than full speed. Back 1.3. Woohoo! Shit! Where's blood? Ruby. Whoops! I thought you were ahead of me.
All good.
Let's burn some of that friggin' speed off.
I pushed the wrong button. I thought I was pushing the tank drop, and I pushed canopy jettison.
Well done.
Yeah, I did wonder what that flash of smoke was. Well, you're not carrying sidewinders, so it's not that.
Merge lead.
Oh, Jesus.
Hello.
Didn't realise you turned around like that. I'll come back with the power, give you a chance to turn around.
Stay heading.
Heading is currently 040, but I'm going to turn to the left. Well, I mean, we might as well celebrate at this point. I know we didn't get everyone on, but we certainly destroyed a lot of ships. Imagine what we could have done. Well, I recommend the guys who are on the eastern side of the fleet, that's P-Man and Stahl's group, try and form up, and the other guys form up on me. We're actually at the point where we're almost ready to turn to landing. Yeah, I think you're ahead of us, so we'll just slow down a touch and let you get in. Just slow the speed down to about 4.6. Behind him. Hey man, just confirm you're still landing on runway 24. Over. Yeah, we have to do a long downwind, aren't we? Unless you want to land on the other one, it's fine, as long as you do the same thing. I can come in on the downwind leg and then just turn in and land on runway 24. Good speed. 6.5, just coming down. Slowly, about 6.4 now.
Flying forward.
Okay, so we're going to have a go at trying to, we're going to do a break. We're going to do a break onto final. So the runway we're going to land on is in the opposite direction to where we're currently going. So it's going to be, we're going to come in on the downwind and you're going to break off to the left onto final one by one. We're just going to start with whoever's on the left, I don't know who that is. Then me, then whoever's going to be on the right. Search traffic, dagger 1 on downwind, runway 24, right hand circuit, full stop. Skin traffic, big 1 on downwind to land 24. For an airplane without a canopy, this is quiet.
Well built.
Search traffic, dagger 3, downwind 424.
Search traffic, big 2, downwind.
Search traffic, dagger 1, turning finals, runway 24, right hand circuit, full stop, run to the end. Have a flight 1 ship, downwind, on runway 24. Going short line to land, runway 24. I'll make sure you run to the end, you just cut in front.
Okay, we're now going to do a right-hand turn onto downwind. So right, roll now.
Search traffic, dagger 3, train final 424.
Big traffic. 2, standing file. And Phil, flight 4. Joining on the downwind to land on runway 24.
So I'm going to have to do some group circuit training or something.
Second one down, safe runway 24, run to the end.
Yeah, I need to do it as well. I'm a little bit out of practice.
Got a bit lax.
And wings level now.
Three's in the slot.
Level C.
Just going to come off the throttle a little bit.
Have a flight turning final runway 24.
we do this. Traffic Tiger 3, where we are.
Airfield 1-2, taxi to parking area. Airfield 1-2, taxi to parking area.
Be a tight turn for this runway. Houston throttle a bit more.
Anvil, flight of 4, downwind to land.
Separate out a bit, guys, in case we hit each other when braking. Braking order, I think it's going to be Nightmare, then Blood, then RC, then Cap.
Yeah, sounds good to me. Okay, you're starting from the left. Make sure you land on the right runway as well. So, 3, 2, 1, brake. Brake.
Next guy.
Brake. Brake. And brake.
4, 2.
Might need a bit of power to get around the corner.
Oh yeah.
And try not to do super short landings, otherwise the person in front's going to have a bad day.
Yeah,
That's behind you.
say that to yourself, Blood.
Yeah. Oh,
Take left side of the runway when you're down in Traffic Tiger 3, left hand downwind 4024.
Hey, watch me fuck this up, valuable viewers. Gear, 3 green, reverser, on, trim, to suit, and that's it. Jesus, look at that clusterfuck. Oh no, they're okay. Stalling, wait. Oh, beautiful delivery, Cap. Beautiful delivery.
Switch to Traffic Tiger 3, train final forward 24. Sunset traffic, have a flight runway 24 clear.
1-2, taxi.
Two down.
Airfield 1-1.
What a lovely mission.
Parking area.
Wheels on the line.
1, 2, 3. Beautiful vegans, go to
I can't
space!
I've broken the airplane.
You didn't arm the bloody seat, right? Wow! Look at that! I've never seen that before. Ever seen that before. They're all coming down.
to be a record. I just saw it. It's gonna be a record.
2 records in 1 day, boys.
Sound.
Oh, hammerhead!
They're coming back. Amazing. That's hilarious.
Captured a snake bite. Major vegan attacker from the skies. Still coming down. Oh, he's tumbling. He's tumbling. You, young man, are in trouble. And stab it in. Debrief!